3-8 is kind of a combo of all the lessons we've been doing in this chapter. We're going to do two-step inequality equations, which means we're going to be solving for a variable and graphing. Same kind of concept we've been doing, but a little bit of mixture of multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So let's look at our first equation. We have 4x plus 1 is greater than 13. Okay? So our first goal is always to get the variable by itself, so we need to get rid of what's attached to it, which means the 1. So we're going to subtract using inverse operation. The 1's cancel, and we get 4x is greater than 12. Now this should all look very familiar. We've been doing this all chapter. Now I want to get this variable by itself, so it's right now being multiplied. The opposite is to divide. What you do to one side, you do to the other. And we get x is greater than 3. Okay, now we just graph it. So I know that x has to be bigger than 3. So what I'm going to do is start here at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to be an open circle because it is not an equal to. So open circle, and it says that x has to be bigger, which means x has to go in this direction. Okay? Well, let's try one more. What if we have negative 9x plus 7 is greater than or equal to 25? Okay, combining our like terms and also getting the variable by itself, I'm going to use the inverse operation here to get rid of the 7. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. The 7's cancel, and I get negative 9x is greater than or equal to 18. Now I want to get the variable by itself, so I'm going to divide by negative 9, doing the inverse operation of multiplication. What I do to one side, I do to the other. The 9's cancel, and my x falls down. But if you remember from a previous lesson, when you divide by a negative number, you flip the sign around. So I'm going to flip this sign. So remember, divide by a negative, you flip. Okay? So 9 goes into 18 twice. And then I have a positive divided by a negative equals a negative. Now to graph this out on a number line, let's just say we're going to start at 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? Now this reads that x is going to be less than or equal to negative 2. And it's an equal to type, so you know it's going to be a closed circle at negative 2. And then it has to be less, which means it's going farther away from 0. It's going smaller. And that's how you would graph that one. Okay? Let's try one more example. We have negative 4x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 18. All right, we're going to do inverse operation here and get rid of this 2. The 2's cancel. We get negative 4x greater than or equal to 16. Okay, we're going to divide by negative 4. Notice we are dividing by a negative, which should tell you we need to flip. The 4's cancel, we get x, flip that inequality around, and we get negative 4. So when we put this on a number line, this reads that x is going to be smaller than negative 4. So we know it has to be smaller. We're going farther away from 0. So just put some numbers here. It isn't equal to, which means it's going to get a closed circle. And it's going farther away from 0. It's going smaller. So that's how you would solve out that problem. Let's try one that has fractions in it. Let's say we have 2x over 5 plus 3/4 is greater than or equal to 9/10. Wow. All our denominators are different. So we need to find a denominator that the three of them have in common. 5, 4, and 10. Well, I can think of one. It would be 20. Okay, so we're going to multiply these by 20. Now remember, this is also like putting a little 20 over here too. Okay, so 5 goes into 20 4 times, so I'm going to multiply that by 4. 4 goes into 25 times, so I'm going to multiply that by 5. Let's put a little time symbol there. 10 goes into 22 times, so I'm going to multiply this by 2. Okay, let's rewrite this so it doesn't look so sloppy. We have 4 times 2, which is going to give me 8x, plus 5 times 3 now, which is going to give me 15. The inequality stays, and then we have 9 times 2, which is going to give me 18. Now we just combine our like terms. So I'm going to subtract this negative 15 using inverse operation. Because what you do to one side, you do to the other. The 15's cancel, and the 8x falls down. Bring down the inequality. 18 take away 15 gives me 3. Okay, now I want to go ahead and get the variable by itself, so I'm going to divide by 8. Divide by 8. And x is greater than or equal to 3/8. Now if I put this on a number line, you have 0 here, and let's say 1 way over here. You're going to count out 8 dashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me shorten my line. There we go. 8. 8's always going to be your last one. And then you're going to count 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's going to be a closed circle. So this would be 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. So it's going to be a closed circle and going in this direction. Hopefully that helps.